2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Serenity Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be covering this week's featured group. What a pairing. These two, they've been going back and forth at each other. There is quite the budding rivalry here.
No kidding, Henny. This player, he seems to have picked out Bubba Watson as the man to beat. That's ambitious.
Luke, you know when you think that you've got a player on the ropes, maybe they're in the middle of the trees, in the middle of a bunker, and you think they've got no shot. And then they do, in fact, put it to 2 feet. And then you're really frustrated. That's Bubba every single time. He's that player.
No, you can't out-Bubba Bubba, can you? There's nothing elementary about this, Watson, is there? Can't wait to see how this rivalry plays out, though. Henny, what's the player facing here?
He's looking at perhaps 175, I'd say. They've chosen to club down here.
Not a bad approach, that one. Not quite inside the birdie range, but you never know. Hole a long one. Still counts.
Would need to make a long putt to secure a birdie.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. And this one is for his par. That was a gallant attempt. This is a bogey putt coming up. Well, that's not the most positive of starts. Getting underway over par.
Yeah, well, you're used to making bogeys a lot, Luke. This player is not. I think that there'll be birdies to come, no doubt about it.
Let's go down to John McCarthy for our on-course report. And John, you've now had some time to walk the course this week before today's show. What are we in for today at the Jacobson Homestead?
Well, Luke, yes, I love walking around this rural setting. Not a whole lot of trouble to start off with, but things heat up quite a bit when you hit the 7th hole, par 4. Has a dogleg left and a few bunkers and trees to deal with off the tee. Back 9 opens with a narrow and lengthy par 5, but that's really as tricky as it gets. I guess it gets a little swampy on the 15th, but the water generally won't be a factor for many players out there in the field. They saved the most challenging tee shot for the 18th, which leads up to an elevated green for the approach. That will be a fun hole to watch this week. Hopefully provide some drama coming down the final stretch. Let's see what happens, guys.
That's on the green, but still a fair way away from the flag. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. And that's a great way to forget about that bogey on the last. He's in a share of 12th place. Time to take a look at what this par 4 might be in order.
Nice birdie in the last hole for a change. First one of the day. They needed it desperately. Now, next hole, looking for more.
That's a bit out of shape. Time for the second shot into the third. Getting ready to play their third. How close was that to going in the hole? Great shot. If he makes this, he'll save his par. It was on a good line. Well, now it's a bit disappointing. Just 3 feet to go to the hole. Don't miss this. They can be costly.
Yeah, putting for bogey here.
And down it goes. Let's head to the next. Now we're on the fourth tee here at Jacobson Homestead, and it's a par 3, playing 181 off the back tees.
Yeah, that's about as far as you're going to see this par 3 play, Luke. Player's going to go in there with the mid, probably shortish iron. Obviously, with the water on the right, you want nothing to do with that side as the bank severely slopes downwards. Bailing out to left of the bunkers, not so hot either. But with just a short iron in your hand, you think that these players are good enough to fire right at it, don't you?
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that.
Full of confidence as well with their putter. Gotta like their chances.
Yep, tracking nicely.
And that will drop in for a birdie. Now 3 strokes back after that hole. It's time to step on the tee here at the 5th.
Oh, just absolutely abused the golf ball there with that shot.
Playing this shot from about 170 yards out. 3 behind our leader. Going with the 9-iron, I think. Didn't quite strike that as cleanly as they would have hoped.
Needed to put some draw on that one, but just couldn't get it dialed in.
Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it. And the putt drops, and we're moving on. And that par ensures he'll stay right there at even par. This hole is a par 5. Beautiful swing there. Rich, one of the big advantages for the experienced players on tour is their history around particular courses. But what advice would you give to the new players who are coming to a course for the first time and how to handle it?
I would say tread easily. Go in there and just try to get into a good rhythm on the golf course. Don't try and go out and hit too many heroic shots or go after too many flag sticks, because if you don't know what the consequences are if you don't pull off that shot, well, shame on you. So I think that the veterans obviously have more knowledge about golf courses, and they can say, oh, I don't want to miss it there because that's dead. I've seen it happen before. When you go into a new golf course, Luke, you got to go in with it and just try and play a little bit on the defensive side. Don't get too greedy. Don't try and make too many things happen. Go in there, find some fairways, find some greens, hole a few putts here and there, get some confidence going first before you start attacking pins.
Oh, so close. And that should secure the par on this one. Trailing by 4 strokes. Next up is a par 4. Always a stern test. And after that par, they're looking for something good here. That reminded me of the Big Easy. Silky smooth. Time for the second shot here at the 7th. Okay, not the best result, but a chance to get up and down.
Oh, a little shorty Baker on that action there.
This putt is about 8 feet.
Nice little par putt here.
Hey, that's a chance. Solid par putt, that. And with that, he'll stay right there at even par. Just a couple to play here on the opening 9. Here's the tee shot at the 8th. Good choice. Go with the 3-iron. This would be a great up and down. That's incredible. He sold it. That'll help make a big move. Well, that's worth a replay. Let's take another look.
Great feel, great judge, great speed. Yeah, I like this.
And as the scorecard suggests, heading up the leaderboard. We've reached the 9th hole. Time to tee off. Sitting at -1, in a good position here, just outside the top 10. Going with the 7. See if he can get that one to come back to the left a little. Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
He's got 10 feet here. I think he likes it. Looking for another birdie here.
Just didn't drop. You know, Luke Donald once made all 400+ attempts inside 3 feet on the PGA Tour.
With this putt, he'll go 1 up on Bubba. And Bubba, well, never count him out. He may be all over the place, but he'll get you.
That was a sensational approach, Rich, but you've got to feel like an opportunity was lost. Rich, good position for this player, just 3 back with 9 to play. Do you sense them making a charge?
Yes, but 3 back with 9 to go, they're going to have to start taking chances. They're going to have to start firing at every flag stick they can see.
It looked like it came out of a cannon. How much did the win last week give them the confidence to perhaps pull it off again here and go back-to-back?
A massive win last week, looking to double up again this week. I gotta say, they're building off all the good things they did last week. A win could definitely happen.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. Just 3 strokes back. Oh, that's a tasty looking chip. Top shot.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
This putt is for a spot inside the top 10. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And with it, he'll move to a couple under par. He's currently tied for 6th.
Getting closer to that top spot on the leaderboard. This is getting interesting.
sitting at 2 under, tied for 6th position. Not the result they were after there.
A bit short with that effort.
Getting ready to play their third. He's 2 shots back. Time now for the 4th shot. Just a couple back from our leader. Wow, that almost went in the hole. That's a well-played chip shot there.
Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
A bogey putt awaits. Well hold. Currently 1 under for the round.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
Let's see what happens here at the 12th. Looks to be going with the 6 iron. That's not what they were looking for.
No, they tried to fade that one in there, but got a little steep on it.
And he's down there. You got to read.
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Ouch, that hurts. Bogey putt coming up here. In it goes, and that's unfortunately back-to-back bogeys.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Have to see if they can rebound from that.
A little slide happening here on the leaderboard. See if he can bounce back. And now on the tee, coming off a bogey, trying to reclaim some momentum. Absolutely flushed. Taking aim from about 170 yards. 5 shots off the pace. And choosing the 8-iron here. Wow, what happened there?
Tried to fade it, just didn't make it happen.
Don't give him praise, just look with admiration. That's serious talent. And that should secure the par on this one. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. We find ourselves on the tee, one of the stronger par fours on the back nine here at Jacobson Homestead. The 14th playing 483, Rich, from the tips.
Yeah, generous landing area, thankfully out to the right-hand side. Obviously a bunker down the left, and if you miss it even further left, there's water lurking. But the second shot, this is where it gets slippery. This is where it gets dangerous, especially to a back right hole location. All of a sudden, the water down the right-hand side comes into full view, bailing out to the left in the bunker. Not so hot either. Tell you what, it takes a brave player to fire at this flagstick.
And Henny, what's he facing with this one?
By my estimation, he's got around 170 here.
Going with the 8-iron here. That's a bad error to make there. That's headed right. Splash. Even for the day. Trying to break into the top 20 here. This one's headed towards the rough. Time for the 5th shot. And from the greenside rough here. How close was that to going down? 5 feet coming up to the cup. Yeah, you'll take that. Currently at +3 for the round. Time now to forget the horrors of the last and focus on this next tee shot. Oh my, that was launched. Time for the second shot at the 15th. Going with the 5-iron here. Three over par. didn't that look good for a long time? Nice recovery there.
Love watching this player around the greens.
This one's for birdie. And as the putt drops, 2 over, heading down the stretch. And after a birdie at the last, they take the honour on the hole. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Come on, sit. And he's safely on the green.
Looking for back-to-back birdies here, Luke.
Tracking. A par putt awaits. And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that. Now on the tee of a long par 4. Time for the second shot at the 17th. Looks to be going with the 5-iron. That was a bit of a miscue.
Tried to draw that one in there, Luke. Just missed the mark.
And here we are with the third shot. Oh, I thought that one was going in. This putt for par here. Ooh, right by the hole. Just 3 feet to the cup. That one goes down for bogey. Rich, we find ourselves at the finishing hole here at Jacobson Homestead, and it seems strange to be playing it just at 400 yards.
I tell you what, though, I like this finishing hole because it gives you options. You don't have to necessarily hit driver here. If you do, you got to take it over some pretty tall trees, and you can't miss it to the left-hand side. The safe play, lay it out to the right, but now your second shot becomes just a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult to get it that close to the hole. I love the options you have on this finishing hole. A great opportunity for one final birdie.
plays a challenging approach to an elevated green. Looks to have opted for the 8-iron.
This one's heading towards the cabbage.
Nicely done. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. Went down.
Well done. That takes the pressure off the putt. That's a chip to be proud of.
Great touch.
This putt for a final score of 75. And that will do it for him at this event.
Sadly, no back-to-back victories here for this player, Rich, but you'd have to be impressed with their performance overall.
I'm very impressed with how this player battled, trying to get that back-to-back win, coming up a little bit shy, nothing to hang your head about.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now. 2K Sports and the PGA Tour proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. Today's coverage is about to begin.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth. And it's hello to Henny Koyak down on the course, following our featured group.
Thanks, Luke. Hi, Rich. Yeah, there will be fireworks out there today, let me tell you. These two players have been going back and forth at each other on social media. They have something to prove out on this golf course today.
Now, you can't out-Bubba Bubba, can you? There's nothing elementary about this, Watson, is there? Can't wait to see how this rivalry plays out, though.
Oh, well struck. This drive's heading for the fairway in my eyes. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
This is down breeze, so it's going to be tough to stop it on this green.
Getting ready to play their third. Wow, that almost Almost went in the hole. That's almost a gimme. Great chip.
Such soft hands.
This putt's about 4 feet from the hole. Well, that's a no-fuss par to get the round underway, Rich.
That's a rock-solid par right there.
He finds himself at a share of 14th position. The second at TPC Summerland is a par 4 measuring 469 yards from the back tee. It plays slightly downhill, so a strong drive here will set up even just a short iron approach. However, there's a huge waste area to the right, so accuracy off the tee is required. The smart option here is to lay back with the 3-metal and give yourself a full shot in, and also take 1 club less into this green as it will release down the slope. This shot from 120 yards.
Wind is going straight at his back.
And here we are with the third shot. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Beauty of a chip shot there.
Judging it beautifully.
Putting for par. He's currently tied for 14th. The third hole at TPC Summerland is a very strong par 4 measuring 492 yards. There's a huge ravine that works right up through the middle of this. It requires a very strong drive up the right half to go at this green in 2. There is a big fairway to the left if you want to tuck over and get up and down for your par that way.
Good shot there. It's a fairway finder for sure.
The third hole at TPC Summerland has been converted from a par 5 down to a 4, Rich, which makes this second shot much tougher.
Second shot across the ravine to a green that's surrounded by bunkers. Should you find the green in 2, 2 putts from there will be just fine, but watch out. Big numbers abound should you start missing this green out to the right.
Opting for the 5-iron.
They're going with a bit more club here. Let's see if it was the right call. Now, Bubba's got nothing but respect for an approach shot like that. He really flushed that one.
A birdie putt awaits.
This one's looking good.
Didn't quite judge the speed on that one.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. This looks good. That's a good putt for par. You'll take it. He finds himself in a share of 15th position. The fourth at TPC Summerlin is a pretty straightaway par 4, measuring 450 yards from the back tees. The fairway bunkers down the left and right are to be avoided. Really, not much to this hole. Just be accurate on approach. This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway.
Luke, unfortunately, that got a horrible kick. Ended up in the rough.
And choosing the 8-iron here.
Oh, I didn't see this as possible. What a shot.
Even for the day. Didn't that look good for a long time? Oh, well played.
You better believe it is great stuff to watch.
Let's see if you can make this and keep the par on the card. Ooh, nice looking putt. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. The fifth at TPC Summerlin is a par 3 measuring 197 yards. Depending on where they put the tees on this hole ensures the type of club you need to get at it. If you're going at it, make sure you avoid that bunker that's short and right. Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. Not a bad play, that one.
Slim chance for a birdie, but in all reality, 2-putt for par would be just fine.
And this putt to move into the top 10. Ooh. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. An opportunity to make their par.
With this putt, he'll tie Bubba.
That's a good putt to make, that one. Now 4 back after that hole. The sixth at TPC Summerlin is a staking par 4, playing 430 yards. There's a big waste area up to the left-hand side that needs to be avoided. If you can position your drive on the right half of this fairway, it gives you the best shot up the hill to a green that is not protected by any bunkers. That's some good golf right there. From about 130 yards here, 4 strokes off the lead. chosen the pitching wedge here. Oh, that's a great approach shot. 8 feet to the cup.
They've got this to pull ahead of Bubba. This rivalry is heating up today.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. That was a top-level approach shot, but unfortunately they walk off the green with a par. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. The 7th at TPC Summerlin is a short par 4 measuring just 382 yards off the tips. Really, you just want to avoid the trees on the left-hand side because that will prevent you getting at the green, which is well guarded by bunkers and trees. Lay up, short right, a nice little wedge in here, and try and make a birdie. That's not what they hoped for. I'm definite about that.
Henny, do you have a better look at this lie?
Looks like they have a good lie here in the second cut.
Going with the 8-iron here. Yeah, that was a safe play.
Slim chance here for birdie, but you never know.
That's outstanding. What a pass. And with it, he moves to 1 under par.
Moments like that deserve another look.
Yeah, let's see this again. Have this one on repeat.
Well, that was a positive hole. A little shift up the leaderboard. Well played. The 8th at TPC Summerlin is a big par 3, playing 239 from the tips. A well-struck shot will avoid the gully here, but anything to the left half can roll off the green. The bunker short rider also to be avoided, so you don't make a sloppy bogey. Looks to be going with a hybrid here. Seemed to lose the handle on that shot.
Yeah, trying to draw that one in there, but not committing to it, leaving it out.
Now, this is a challenging one. A lengthy putt awaits.
An important par save.
That's frustrating. That'll sting a bit. Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
Some damage limitation. This one for a bogey.
On a nice line.
And with that, he moves up to even par.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
The ninth at TPC Summerlin is a par 5 measuring over 563 yards. Really, the main aim here is to just avoid that bunker off the left of the tee. Then, if safely in the fairway, you can get after this green. A strong shot will play to the left half of this green and feed down to any hole location. A birdie chance, no doubt. Found the deep rough. This will take a big hack to get out here. Well, this should affect the ball flight. This shot here from about 240 yards. 5 shots off the lead. He's playing the draw here. Not their best shot there. This is from miles away. An opportunity to make a par here. It was on a good line. This one's for bogey. And that putter's hold, and that means it's back-to-back bogeys, unfortunately.
And making one bad mistake with another, compounding it, not good.
The 10th, the TPC Sutherland, is the beginning hole of a back nine that has many challenges and also a lot of fun holes. Not overly long at 420 yards. You're just trying to avoid any trouble off the tee so you can get a clear shot at this green. A chance to begin the back nine with a birdie. What are we looking at here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 140 yards.
Just hoping for an outcome now. Always frustrated by missing a green.
Looking for the draw, but not finding it.
Okay, safely on the surface, a chance for the putt to be holed here.
Putting for a par now.
Looking good.
They're nicely holed.
Currently at +1 for the day. Placement off the tee is required at the TPC Sutherland 11th hole, par 4, measuring 448 yards. The big bunker down the right side is to be avoided at all costs. And there's also a little tree there which might affect any line of sight approach to this green. This one might roll into the rough. As we test ourselves here in the closing 9 at TPC Sutherland, what's the second shot into 11 like?
It's a very unfriendly second shot. This green sits above the fairway a good 4 to 5 feet. If you hit it long, you've got no hope of getting it up and down. A very scary shot, to say the least. If you walk away from a par here, happy days.
This should play.
That's not the outcome they were after.
Now from that lie, missing the green was always an option.
Oh, wonderfully played chip shot.
Yes, Very smooth tempo there on that chip.
Big par saver coming up for this fella. Well done. Sitting at 1 over for the event. The 12th here at Summerlin is another short par 4. 442 yards off the tips, but plays slightly downhill and leaves just a short iron approach. The only real danger here is the big body of water that starts around 150 yards short and goes right up past the green. Around 110 yards to go. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. Getting ready to play their third. And here we are with their fourth. Seven feet to the cup. That's a bogey, but not a bad putt. Trailing by 7 after that hole. The 13th at TPC Summerlin is a monster par 5 measuring over 600 yards from the back tees. The big hitters with a tail breeze can cover that bunker on the left-hand side. But if you want to lay up, make sure you've given yourself the right number because there's a lot to this green and plenty of ways to three-putt it. Be careful on approach. Oh, well played. Yeah, this is the stuff we love, getting after this par 5 in 2.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2. You know you want to.
Oh, just missed. That's disappointing. 3 feet to go here to the hole. Wonderful shot. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. The 14th at TPC Summerlin is a straightaway par 3, playing 168 yards. The green slopes right to left, so make sure you've got the right length of club so you're not left with a long putt. Going with the pitching wedge here. Should find the green here. Playing within their comfort zone there. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Yeah, he's got just over 16 feet here. All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
That was a gallant attempt. Par putt coming up here. In she goes. Let's head to the next. Now 6 strokes back after that hole. The 15th at TPC Sutherland is a great short par 4. In fact, a lot will try and drive it in the tournament. If you want to lay it back, you've got around about 115 yards uphill to a green where you can't see those back hole locations. However, a good aggressive play here must avoid the pot bunkers around the greens or the big waste area to the left. A chance to make a birdie here or even an eagle. Quality shot, that one. Second shot here on the 15th. Sitting at +1. And he needs this to save par.
That's looking solid.
Nicely holed and for par. Sitting at 1 over for the day. The 16th at TPC Summerlin is another one of those great scoring holes en route to the finish. A par 5 playing 560 yards. A well-struck drive up the right half here gives you a chance to get at this green in 2. If you are going for the green, make sure you got enough club, because that huge penalty area in front of it will ruin any score. Be careful going through the green here as well, because getting down from over the back is not that easy. Playing from around 230 yards. Opting for the 3-wood. Well, that's showcasing their power there, Rich.
Using the big muscles to get it home in 2 there.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. And this putt to move into the top 20. Oh, terrific. What an effort. And that'll move him to even par for the tournament. The 17th at TPC Summerlin is a downhill par 3 measuring just under 200 yards from the tips. The green shapes hard right to left towards that water hazard. Make sure you're clever at shaping your ball, or don't take on any hole location that's tucked in near to the water. That's his preferred ball flight. There's the draw. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Needed to put some draw on that one, but just couldn't get it dialed in.
What a shot! Almost went in the bucket. Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. Hey, nice looking line. Ouch, that hurts. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Trailing by 6 shots after that hole. The 18th at TPC Summerlin is a 444-yard par 4 with a big body of water just beyond the gully, which you've got to drive. Make sure you avoid those bunkers on the right side to give you a good iron into this green. That swing so pure, it reminds me of Adam Scott's. And he's down there.
Sitting up here from about 160 yards.
looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Anywhere up on that dance floor would be nice. That's well played. Pin high.
And they've been rolling the ball great today. Another great look.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Ooh, right by the hole. Solid round of 72 here if you can make this putt. That signs off on this player's performance for the day. Well, Henny, they've done it. They've finally managed to beat their rival.
Indeed they have, Luke, and they will be glad to check that box in their list of goals this season.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. 2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Champions Invitational. Today's coverage is about to start.
Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam, as always, in the booth. Pleasure of being here at Echo Park Golf Club. Rich, what are these players facing as they step up to this first tee?
Well, it's a really cool opening tee shot with the city views in the background. However, don't get lulled to sleep because you got to hit a good tee shot to avoid all 4 bunkers that dot this fairway, both right and left. Second shot slightly uphill to, again, a green that's well protected by bunkers both right and left. An opening par here is a fantastic score.
I'm looking forward to today, that's for sure. Well, that's a handy shot. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
This whole location for him, well, it's about 185 yards out. Going for less club here.
And he's safely on the green with that shot. Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. That's too bad.
Can't believe he did that. That drives you bonkers as a player.
And this putt coming up for his par. Yeah, well hold. Let's move on to the next.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
And now let's catch up with John McCarthy for an on-course report. What can we expect from Echo Park Golf Club this week, John?
Well, Luke, one thing I can say about this after walking the course this morning, it's a long one. Distance off the tee, especially important here at Echo Park. Course starts off along the big lake. There are a few holes that hug the edge of this lake, not unlike a Bay Hill, but here you get hit with it right off the start. And when you get away from the water, you get hit with the sand on the 6th. There's a thin corridor of fairway that leads to the green that weaves its way through. I think there's 5-6 bunkers leading up to and surrounding the 6th green. And from there on out, the players are going to be on the watch for the sand because it's sneaky and it's hard to avoid in certain situations. It's going to be an exciting time here, I think, this week at Echo Park.
Chance for a birdie if this goes down. Lexi Thompson currently sitting in top spot on the leaderboard.
Here we are at the 3rd.
Look, coming off a birdie at the last hole, this player finally is making something happen. Looking forward to the next hole, but danger lurks if they're not careful.
Looks like they put a good swing on that one. That should find the short stuff. Second shot here on the 3rd.
That is not proper beach attire, is it, Luke?
That's a tad wayward. Not quite finding the surface.
From the sand, looking to get up and down. playing their fourth shot. Oh, I like the look of that shot there, Beamer.
Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
And this one is for bogey.
And as we check the standings, Lexi Thompson currently holds top spot.
Here we are at Echo Park Golf Club, the fourth hole, and it's a big brute of a par 4.
Off the tee, your eyes look down the left-hand side and see two massive bunkers and obviously the water. So anything right of that is just fine. If you find the fairway, second shot is downhill just a little bit to a long, narrow green that has got bunkers down the right-hand side. Distance control with that second shot is absolutely imperative if they want to have a good look at birdie.
And they're playing from about 140 yards out. 4 shots behind our leader. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say. This would be a great up and down from this spot. Oh, I thought that one was going in. I like that. Always good when you've got hands like that around the green.
Great touch.
And as we move along, it's Lexi Thompson on top of the standings here.
Here we are at the 5th hole.
That's the way to draw up a nice shot.
Oh, look at this. Right down the throat.
Ooh, just skimmed the hole, that one.
Terrific approach and a chance for a birdie here on the 5th. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Okay, steady now. It's just about 3 feet away.
This is important. Big par putt here.
Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. Next hole is a short par 4.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
Handy effort, that one. Second shot here on the 6th. Keep your fingers crossed for a bounce to the right. Well struck. Oh, these are good for the momentum, these ones, right on 8 feet. That's pretty tidy. Just didn't drop. 7 feet to the cup. Nice stroke. Ooh. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Lexi Thompson currently on top of things as it stands.